Hello Aquarius, I'm here to do a full moon in Aries oracle reading for you guys. This full moon in Aries is going to be illuminating your third house of communication, your immediate environment, your thought process. It also rules early childhood education, siblings. You want to focus on communication, your thinking, things that are on your mind, and see what the moon will be illuminating for you. So this is the Enchanted Map Oracle deck. I'm going to clarify with the tarot using Tarot of the Wizards today. At the end, I'm going to pull a Moonology card to tie the message together for you. So welcome back to subscribers. Hope you all are doing well, and welcome to anyone new to my channel. If you are new to my channel, I am a reader that is called in and out of this collective work, and I'm noticing since my return to YouTube, it's been seasonal. I'm pulled more during the fall and some transits. Not to say I wouldn't do any series of readings any other time of the year. It's just that seems to be a time, and also from other things and responsibilities I have in my life. It just kind of works out that way where I do have the time to dedicate it to it. And you know, even though I don't rely on it for income anymore, it's still something that I enjoy as a skill and as a help to others who. So if you do resonate with my style of reading, I welcome you to subscribe. Just keep that in mind. I'm not on a set schedule. Okay, so Aquarius, your recent past, metamorphosis, and the Empress. Okay. With this house and a change metamorphosis, there could be something having to do with metamorphosis. You're leveling up. There's some maturity that you are gaining or have gained, some wisdom through knowledge and experience. There also could be something with a change in with a mother figure in your life, with just the Empress energy showing up here. Also, being within your immediate environment may have changed there, and this may represent someone who is very nurturing, and some of you may be becoming a bit softer, or you're changing in your tone and communications. Aquarius, you're an air sign. You can be really blunt and speak your mind. But there could be this change that you're going through in the sense of becoming a bit more nurturing or caring in the way that you communicate with others. Or someone could be helping you with that change, or you know, within your immediate environment, there's been some type of metamorphosis where you've gained some abundance, and that has maybe affected your thinking optimistically about things, or some other change has happened. You've already gone through this because it's in your past. And for some of you, it could represent in the past, like maybe you were a little bit soft and nurturing, and then now that's changed. You know, Aquariuses, there's 3 decans of Aquariuses, and all of you could have different, you know, be going through different processes and levels of how you communicate, and even in your thinking. Looking into your present point of advantage, we have Magical Map Shifter with the 7 of Swords. Okay, so yeah, some of you, I feel like you're making some moves, some changes, and I feel it is to your immediate environment. From some of you may be wanting to get away from. For some of you, there just may be an energy of someone who, you know, like in your past, or in your recent past, or in a living situation, again, immediate environment, neighbors and things like that. There could be someone in particular you want to get away from. You're going through some type of change and shift in the way that you communicate with others. With the 7 of Swords energy, and I recall there being one of the readings I did coming back in the fall that had the 7 of Swords for you. Being a bit more secretive, being a bit more elusive with others, not being really too straightforward. Okay, so some of you just may be directing more of your energy, because Aquarius, you're very you're a humanitarian sign. The way you go about helping others, maybe something's shifting in a focus that you're becoming more focused on yourself and what's best for you rather than what's best for others. So there's something here where you're in this mode of secrecy and and making a move and not really changing it. Now, for some of you, this does indicate a pregnancy that is changing your role in your life or someone else's role in your life. That's not for everyone, but for some of you, they're a birth of a child. If it's happened already, then this is changing you, and this is changing how you interact. And there's a feeling like going about things differently because of the presence of or coming of this child or birth in your life. That's just for some of you. So I feel for many of Aquarius, there's this, you're in this space of being a bit pretty much aloof about the magical map shifter too is almost like the world is the last card in this oracle deck. So it's like I feel for some of you Aquariuses, it's like for people who think they know you or think they have you figured out. They're in for a surprise, or it's like, oh, you think you know me? Well, now, oh, you know it, or now you see me, now you don't, with the Seven of Swords energy. So there could be some of you who are cutting communication and changing, some of you changing your number. Some of you could be leaving a social media account or changing the way you communicate online on the internet, being a bit more private, removing yourself from certain spaces or mediums where you used to frequent. So it could be a little bit of that too. But it's a very strategizing type of energy, especially with the map shifters. Like what your challenge or resistance is deep freeze and the Ace of Wands. I'm picking up this challenge is kind of with the deep freeze. It's almost like going cold, going silent, but then kind of popping up out of nowhere. Or someone in that instance doing that with you. Having patience for a period, or giving someone space, or someone needing space, or you needing like a breather, like taking a break from them. Maybe it's something here where you are not necessarily, you just may be in ghost mode with a lot of people in your life as you've gone through some type of change or metamorphosis. And for some of you, again, this is not a prediction, it already happened. If there was a transition with a mother figure in your life, then there may be something here where you are going off and it changes everything for you, and it may go silent with some people, or just make some moves that are different or than what your usual routine would be. People keeping up and catching up with you may be difficult at this time, and then so your challenge is like that, giving it that time, that period of hibernation that you need before you can come out again. And then this Ace of Wands is like, if it's a challenge, it may be challenge for new people to get to know you at this time, Aquarius, because again, you could be just in this mode of not an existential crisis, but again, as far as like what point you want to get across when you are communicating with people. It just may be difficult for it, and it also may be a little bit difficult for you to just be open to new energy, new people. Yeah. And something within you has maybe gone cold. Let's see if anything else comes back from that when I move on. What we have for your unexpected help and what's like around the corner, it is home with the Ten of Cups. So this is good in a sense of like comfort, like being in an environment that you're comfortable with, being with people that you're comfortable with, being with people that you don't have to over explain yourself to, like people that just get you, and it could be your literal family. Like some of you just may be like ghosting friends and acquaintances or just other people for like a closeness with your family bond. Those that know you were, you know, they're not people who make you question what you're thinking or question who you are. Like, you know, everybody's not going to understand you, and you could be a very complicated sign, Aquarius. And there's times where you can mean well, but others take it the wrong way. But I really see it as like a change of doing what's best for you. And if some of you did like share a wealth of information of yourself online a lot and spend a lot of time in that way, again, you could just be removing yourself, and removing yourself will also remove those connections that you may have formed on the internet or on that time frame. And so in that way, yeah, you could be just kind of cutting yourself off from new connections. Like I'm hearing Drake's no new friends. So in that sense, what your community is, where you feel like you can be yourself, and you have that familiarity with people, like whatever gives you that comfort of home, that's coming in for you. If you felt misunderstood a lot in a group or environment or different place, then there's a sense of, you know, you, again, if you really maybe have gone through a change that has been positive for you, and there could have been some things that you had like living on the web that was like an old part of you that's no longer there, and then it also maybe brought characters to you that aligned with that old message, but now you've had this maturation and this change and this metamorphosis internally now, where everything's changed now. You're not the person you were in the past who would have said and did those things that you used to, and so then those connections are maybe just no longer in alignment with you, and you want to cut that out and get back to a source of love, happiness, optimism, emotional fulfillment here. And I feel like this is also an indication of having the family you want, and being a positive influence in that environment, especially if those of you are expecting a child, a pregnancy. You know, you could be awaiting the birth, and that could be something where you're going away and you and your partner are really kind of just being there for each other, in that secure space where outside people, you don't want people, maybe some of you, you know, you have that coming, you don't want people to know, but you have it within you now to just change everything, or prepare, or like nest in a way, in preparation for what's coming in for this fulfillment, because there is fulfillment coming in, emotional fulfillment, something you wished and desired for some time. And so that's that energy coming in. So what your advice is, it is solitude with the Judgment. Yeah, I do feel like there, you know, some of you, again, you just might have found yourself in a circle in the past, or with some, there's some reason that this change is coming that gives you this sense of needing to make a move from people, and not tell them, or you know, and these cards and then the advice is supportive of that, in that sense of like, in order for you to maintain this success and this growth and enlightenment in the way that you communicate, and in even the way that you think, it's good to, with the Judgment, you are ascending. There's a renewal, and there is a renewal within yourself that does put you in a place where there's activity, there's places and there's things that you no longer go to. It's like a graduation or a call, a higher calling. And so some of you may be finding that, like going into some type of retreat. And I kind of think of that, and as some transitions go, like there's people who, and this is just an example, who want to be preachers or pastors or things like that, and it's something of a retreat or something that they go in, or you know, going into hermit mode, and or you know, almost living a monk type of life to kind of get yourself in check, and allow what's no longer you in your thoughts and in your communication fall away. Instead of staying in a space where you have to explain your change to everyone and people don't get it, it just might be something. It's like, it's not even worth it, so I'm not even gonna tell anybody. I'm just gonna, or I'm not comfortable sharing this because this is such a drastic change from what I used to say or what I used to believe. And so your beliefs may have gone through a major change, but in a very positive way with the Empress energy. You've received something that's giving you some growth and enlightenment, and it could have been from someone in particular. And so it's like, yeah, make that decision to get to a place where it's solitude, and it's not necessarily lonely for you. Like, that doesn't mean that. It just means, again, well, what's coming in is you being surrounded by a bit more comfort and a bit more happiness. For some of you, solitude may be a bit more happiness. Maybe you want to get away from the noise, and change things. And for some of you within your environment, it could be something here where you are, and as some of you I'm picking up, live away from your family, a distance from your family. Okay, and yeah, a distance from your family. And then there could be some people you haven't talked to in so long, and it may be a challenge for you to spark or reignite that connection. Because I'm also hearing some of you like coming back to family and a specific person and saying, you know what, you were right about this. I had to go through the process and see it and learn it for myself, but you were right. And it definitely could be a mother figure for some of you, or just for some of you too with communication. Yeah, I just feel like there's some type of retreating and you getting into a higher level of thinking, higher level of communicating, that's going to be in alignment to whatever has changed and shift for you in this metamorphosis. So where things are headed, we do have strength, and then we do have this Eight of Swords. So yeah, yeah, I'm getting blocked energy. I'm getting a sense of, being unavailable, and holding on to that, and being strong. There's more strength, and you communicating from a place of, I've been there, I've done that, I know what I'm talking about, I know what, just being confident and standing like, well, I don't, I don't usually curse or anything like that on my channel, but like, stand in your shit, like you standing in it, like what you are now. In the Eight of Swords, I feel like it will be tough for you to communicate with some people, even if you do run into people who kind of know you as one way, and then all of a sudden your ideologies, your thinking has changed because of maybe circumstances in your life that has caused you to grow up. And it doesn't have to be a child being born for you to grow up. Some people have children and they still don't grow up. So it's not that. I feel like it's more of like, staying silent, and you could be in your head. You could be some strong things that it's almost like you trap yourself in your mind, with this. I'm getting a bit of rigidity, like stubbornness on what it is that you, yeah, definitely stubbornness with strength. And some of you may feel like it's like a mental exercise or a practice. There's something going on in your head. You don't want to you don't want to remain stuck. It's something here where, like, you never want to think you know it all, because that stunts your learning, because there's always something to learn new. Life is endless learning journey for us all, but there just there may be some things that you just become very rigid on in your views, in your beliefs. And it may be hard for you to express them, but you feel them and you're going to stand in them. And like, you will show people more than explain to people. And for some people, you may not even be able to explain. You're just going to show them that, hey, I got this. I know what I'm doing, and that's definitely with the Seven of Swords energy. It's like, well, I know what I'm going to do, and I'm going to make this decision. I'm not going to tell anyone. I'm going to change things. So, all right, let me get this Moonology card. Now, some of you may feel stuck and chained with a situation that, again, you may have put yourself in. And some of you, picking up masculine Aquarian, or, you know, or even feminine Aquarian, that with this change now, there's some people you can't talk to anymore, you know. Maybe some of you may feel like you have to put new connections, or, you know, especially if, you know, you want to commit and have a family, or you have a child that's now causing you to be, or inspiring you or motivating you to be more committed to the partner you're having a child with, then it's no more new stuff. You know what I'm getting at? So it's like, but, and it will take strength, you know, but it's like you're gonna tie yourself to a situation that you feel is best for you, or you feel like what you've changed, and what has been a metamorphosis is now your new way of thinking, your new way of communicating, thinking, having someone else to think about. And it even could be just marriage. Some of you could have met someone, or even just a more committed relationship, or a serious relationship. You know, some of you could met someone who really changed your outlook on life and how you do things, and this person could have made you realize, like, I need to change my ways, and I also kind of need to cut off some connections, because, you know, yeah, that could have done that. And so then it may be difficult or challenge for you to put people on hold, and, you know, it may, you know, put those older connections on pause, or, you know, you ice them out in a way. But you will be happy. There's happiness, and there's a feeling of contentment coming in. So yeah, I feel like, so there's just kind of get a scenario where it's like you get into a relationship, or some of you've gotten into a connection or relationship with someone who's causing you to really look at the other connections in your life, and this person may be very genuine, and so now you're realizing who the snakes are, or who the people who are around you or talk to you all the time, but they really are no good for you, or they kind of keep you stuck in some type of mindset. So your moon messages, your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. Okay, for some of you, and especially for men, if you're used to that kind of going around, sleeping around, it just may be difficult to put that thing on ice for everyone else but the person that you deciding to be with. Balance spirituality and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. So for first quarter moon, you know, yeah, full moon in Pisces, there could be something that comes around the next time, or the next full quarter moon, or the next full moon in Pisces. That'll be a good time to maintain that balance, spirituality and practicality. And I feel like for many of you, Aquarius maybe have gone through an awakening. It's an awakening, and I definitely feel like somebody had a hand in that. Like, well, I get it now, you know, and then that causes you to kind of move different, communicate different. And who you do communicate, who you engage with, could just change greatly. And I feel like you're just going to kind of stand on that, where no communication with anyone outside of your world is necessary for you. Okay, so that's the message that I have for you, Aquariuses. I hope it was helpful. Thanks for watching, and take care.